G'day and welcome to Aussievision. Today we are talking about a Melodifestivalen and running through some of the hot favourites to take out the title. I am joined by the amazing Emma and Mike as well from the team. So hello.
Hey guys.
All right, well, Melfest, look, we get excited every year and you two are our experts and you have been following the competition all the way through. Let's start with some of the favourites because people were talking about this being a two-horse race here. So let's start with the favorite right now, which is Cornelia Jacobs with Hold Me Closer. What do you think of this song and do you think it can win, Emma?
Firstly, I love the song. This performance was the one that really blew me away, not only in the first heat, but across all of Melodifestivalen. I was just captivated by Cornelia's performance and just the way that it almost looked unrehearsed, but not in a bad way. It was just really coming from the heart and a really raw and emotional performance. You could see that she really connected with the lyrics. When I watched that, I thought, gee, I think this is the winner here already, even though we still had 3 heats to go. Yes, I do think she can win. She's getting a lot of love with the international fandom. I'm not sure if she's as popular within Sweden. She's got some big competition, but yeah, I definitely think that, she definitely can do it.
Yeah, look, I'm going to concur with Emma on a lot of that. We saw Cornelia in the first semi-final. She wasn't even one of the top or tail acts. She was song number 6, and it just stopped you in your tracks. You just went, this is something special. And it's there is the rawness, there is the emotion, but it's still got the right amount of polish to work for a Melodifestivalen. So, look, I think as far as the international fans go, this seems to be the absolute standout. You would be kind of crazy not to send it. But then again, there's so many local issues and there's so many local factors with Swedes. Obviously, there's somebody else in the lineup who's incredibly popular domestically. So it's not a, lay down misère. But to be honest, this really does deserve to be the favourite.
Yeah, I think I like what you said there, Mike, about the polish on it still and the rawness. I think you both mentioned because that's what I get from it. It's that wonderful Swedish songwriting and songs that it's not obviously as good as like an ABBA thing, but what Scandi Swedish stuff does well is that melancholy pop. These ballads, like think about Roxette and ABBA and like even the Cardigans or even to a point Ace of Base. There was always that kind of melancholy to the pop, which is so wonderful. I think it works so well when it's so well put together, but there's something real and raw in the songwriting. And I get that from her. And you're right, Emma, that kind of way, it almost seemed like a unrehearsed, like it was, I'm watching a live in concert of some superstar who's probably had an emotional breakdown and singing it to us. And I don't know why I'm laughing at that. That's terrible, but it is a really emotional pull of a song. Jury, I think, will be really strong for this, and it might be enough even if it doesn't win the tally vote, which could be from someone else. So let's talk about someone else. Anders, with his song Bigger Than the Universe, is that correct? I'm having a mental blank. Emma, what do you think of this, and can this steal the crown from Cornelia, everyone's favorite?
Yeah, look, I think it definitely could because Anders is incredibly popular in Sweden. He's a household name. He's been a judge on Swedish Idol since 2008. Everybody knows him and he's very well loved. So I definitely think we can't discount him. I know the song is not getting as much love with the international fans, and I'll be honest, I wasn't a huge fan of the song. I do love his staging. I think it's a very beautiful use of the LEDs. It's a very visually spectacular performance. And yes, I do think he could win. But I don't think this song would do anywhere near as well if it was to go to Turin.
Yeah, I'll agree with that as well. I think his staging and the use of the LED screen really does bring a certain sort of gentleness to the whole thing. For me personally, the song, it's a little cliched. It's particularly lyrically, it is bordering on kind of Disney. But I tell you what, he can sing it and he can really deliver that song. And when you put it all together, it is a really, really good package. Obviously, I think he was very nervous with his with his heat performance. A lot of pressure on the guy. He's a big star in Sweden. So I think he's going to let loose a little more for the final and really bring this to its potential. So, yeah, I expect a high finish for this one. Definitely.
And that's going to be how far behind in a jury is he going to be? Because I'm presuming he probably would be behind a Cornelia just on the songwriting alone, because it is a bit cheesy, right? I personally hate the LEDs. I don't like the song. I really respect him in his voice, but I just find it so cringy. But maybe I'm not the target here, right? And so I think if how far behind is he? How much could he win the televote? I don't think it's such a certain thing for Cornelia. I think it's 50-50. And I just really hope Sweden choose correctly here, because I really don't like this. And there's such a rip-off of Pastora Soler's song, a 2012 song from Eurovision, in that chorus. It sounds so like it. It's ridiculous.
Well, Thomas G. Song has been involved, and he was involved in Pastora's song as well. But look, you could just see how emotional it was for him after his heat performance. So, good luck to him. Good luck to him.
All right, let's touch on a couple of the other ones here. Liamu with Bluffin. Seems like a very Melfair song. Could this cause an upset? Where do you think this will finish, Emma?
Look, I think it would be unlikely to cause an upset, but it's definitely up there in my rankings. Certainly, it's got a very current sound. It reminds me a lot of something that The Weeknd or Usher might release. And it's a catchy song. I was, tapping along to it when it was on. It's an enjoyable performance, and I've seen online today actually that he's going to be adding in some dances to the performance, which he didn't have in his heat. So that might liven things up a bit. So definitely he's going to have appeal, particularly to the younger ones, I think. I do think it's unlikely that he'll knock one of the top two off, but I think he'll definitely be in the top 5.
Yeah, look, again, I'm going to agree a lot. He was in our first heat, I believe. Was he in our first? And I wasn't second. Sorry, I wasn't that impressed when I saw it. I was like, okay, I expect you to get through, but probably finish midfield in the grand final. To be honest, in years gone past, this would have been one of the favourites. Sweden tend to vote for these good, solid pop songs by young male artists, so it's gonna get televote. I think it's a really, really good song. I just think the one thing I'm not sold on is Liamu. I think if Eric Sada was singing that song, we'd be talking about this as a massive favourite. But I don't know if he just projects across the camera with the strength required to really carry the song, but still a terrific song. Some really nice staging moments. So shouldn't be discounted. No, definitely not.
I think the fact he's got some extra dance and stuff and a bit more might make a difference. I think he's more age appropriate for the song than maybe Eric Sade. This feels like a young song, a current song. And even Eric's getting a little, he's no man boy now. He's just man. So I think Liamu's the right artist, and I think he could give it. And I think he could definitely. I could see this as the third place, because I think juries will like it. Televote will like it enough, but I do think the Swedes have gone off that. They know classic boy pop ain't going to work anymore, and they're kind of moving away slightly from it. So winner 3 or 4 years ago, now 3rd or 4th, I think, for sure. And the other one that's kind of this sort of outsider getting some traction is Clara Hammarström. So she's battling against herself in the staging here. Any chance? How do you think this one could go, Emma?
Look, I think she's an outside chance. The song is getting a lot of love online. To be honest, I wasn't a huge fan of it. But the best thing about it is Clara herself. She's very captivating. You just can't take your eyes off her. I did find her staging a little bit confusing with the song.
Yes, I agree.
As a lot of people did. But it was an enjoyable performance. And, I think there will be people that vote for Clara just because she's Clara rather than the song. So I do think that she will be, once again, in the top 5, but I can't see that knocking off the top 2.
Yeah, lots to like about Clara, isn't there? Every time we see her come back, she seems to just get better and better. I wish she had a little bit of a better song. I think the song lets her down a little bit here. But you're right. The staging, what is going on? I mean, I love watching it, but I don't know what's going on. It's just probably a little gear below really a contender for this year. But she's fantastic. I really love her as a performer. She's so engaging and compelling, but probably not this year for Clara, one would think.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you guys. Totally echo the points. And actually, I think she could even be 5th, 6th. I think this might fall away a little bit. Some others might get some more jury love and she'll just be a bit midfieldy, but we'll wait and see. Now, maybe just one last one. Any dark horse, maybe not to take out the title, but could jump up to a 3rd, might do really well in the jury, something that could jump from the pack. Any thoughts?
I'm going to go with Faith Kakembo just because I'm a big fan of hers. I loved her when she was in a couple of years ago, I think it was, and I was really sad when she didn't make it through. I must admit I did actually prefer her song from, I think it was a couple of years ago, to this year's. But I just thought she gave a really engaging performance, very emotional. There's just something really soulful about it that had a bit more authenticity perhaps than some of the other acts, and I'd really like to see her do well.
Yeah, I'll concur. There is so much good faith, isn't there? Like she really is very captivating. And even the postcard they show of her, she's a healthcare worker.
She is.
Yeah, what a fantastic human being. What stands out for me, I think I'm going to say Medina from the last of the heats. It's just that classic kind of Swedish big bop like we got from Victor and Samir a few years ago. It'll really sort of, liven things up. It is the closing act, so that always helps. But it's just going to have energy. I think the boys do a good job of it. And it's just going to be a bit of a, one of those ones everyone just shakes their balloons and claps along to.
I can see that doing pretty good in the televote. Maybe an Aniston Domina type result in the televote there. I think that the one that I think might just do well, because what a wonderful voice is John Ludwig in Jury. I don't think that much of the song, to be honest, but some of the vocalists in this group aren't super amazing, even though the songs are pretty, mid-range good. He's got a pretty average song, but a wonderful voice. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him top 5 Jury. Maybe not great in the televote, but probably do a bit better than people think, because he's very much down towards the bottom of some of the rankings. Talking about the rankings, just to let you know what the Aussievision voted for, Cornelia was a runaway winner. 12 of the 16 voters gave it 12 points. Second was Liamu. Third was Clara, and a distant 10th place was Anders. So not a big fan of the song in the Aussievision team, not resonating internationally. All right, final prediction. Who will win? Emma.
Cornelia.
Mike?
Cornelia just.
Yeah, I'll say Cornelia just too, closer than we think. Let's hope she does, because she'll be a wonderful Eurovision entrant and probably go straight to my 12 points overall. Likewise.
Yeah, and let's see how the Australian jury votes as well. So looking forward to that.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining us, and looking forward to Sunday. Great coverage, guys, and we'll see you soon. Enjoy Melfest.
Tusen tack.
Thank you. Bye.